our family. We work out our problems together.
Be smart.
I'd rather be brave.
Hilde Lisko, a 9-year-old reporter, goes from the big metropolis to her father's little community of Erie Harbor in the mystery drama Home Before Dark. The Apple TV Plus series is based on the true story of Hilde Lysiak, who started her own newspaper, Orange Street News, at the age of only 7. Despite the fact that the case of the missing boy, her father's childhood buddy, in season 1 was made up, the real Lysiak has covered numerous serious cases, including a murder in her own neighborhood. In today's video, we're going to cover everything from season 2, and we'll discuss the conspiracy that has been uncovered. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. When will season 2 of Home Before Dark be released? The second season of Home Before Dark will premiere on June 11th, just over a year after the first season, which premiered in April 2020. Last year, when filming the series in Vancouver, production was temporarily halted due to the global health situation. Nonetheless, the team continued to collaborate via Zoom meetings and phone calls, and shooting resumed a few months later. Unlike the first season, the show will run one episode every Friday for a total of 10 episodes. While Hilde's first season focused on the cold case disappearance of her father's childhood buddy Richie Fife, the next season will pit the young reporter against a multinational conglomerate. When a nearby farm is damaged by an unknown explosion, Hilde jumps into action to figure out what happened. Her inquiry puts her and her family in danger, as well as the residents of Erie Harbor. Hilde, on the other hand, is unlikely to play it safe this time, given her dedication and boldness in the past. Cast of Home Before the Dark Season 2. No new cast members have been announced for the second season of Home Before Dark, but we can expect the main actors to return. Of course, Brooklynn Prince will reprise her part as Hilde Lisko, and Jim Sturgess will reprise his part as Hilde's father, Matt. There's a good chance that the series regulars Abby Miller and Kylie Rogers, who will play Bridget Jensen and Aziza Scott, will return. Michael Weston, Joelle Carter, Aziza Scott, Jibrail Nantambu, and Deric McCabe are among the cast members that could return. Hilde discovers the horrific truth behind Richie Fife's absence and presumed death in season 1 episode of Home Before Dark. Hilde discovers that her father's boyhood acquaintance may still be alive after researching people involved. Is it possible that a grown-up Richie will appear in season 2? If that's the case, it's closely guarded, and we'll have to wait and see who plays the elderly kidnapped victim. A trailer for the second season of Home Before Dark has yet to be released as of this writing. For those who prefer to guess what's to come, Apple did offer 2 new photos from the new season. One of the stills depicts Hilde and her father walking through the woods, clutching a map and gazing off into the distance. Is Matt assisting Hilde with their latest case, or are they on a nature walk? The second photograph shows Hilde walking side by side on a forested path with her classmates Donnie Davis, Nantambu, and Wesley Spoon Witherspoon McCabe. The 3 buddies seem to have reunited once more, but who knows what adventures await them. In 2020, the first trailer for season 1 of Home Before Dark was published ahead of the series launch on April 3rd, 2020. If Apple decides to continue this practice, a new trailer will be released in May, a month before the show returns, June 11th, 2021. Home Before Dark Season 2 Synopsis. Richie appears to be alive after viewing the entire season. Season 2 might start with Hilde resuming her investigative duties and on the hunt for Richie. Because the first season ended on a significant cliffhanger, the second season begins with a significant cliffhanger. On the one hand, Hilde is certain that Richie is alive and that he may have escaped before things went wrong. Season 2 will mostly focus on locating Richie, with the identity of the person who hired Zeke to kidnap Richie being revealed in the next installment. When a mystery explosion occurs on a small farm in season 2, reporter Hilde Lisko launches an investigation that will lead her to battle a strong and prominent organization, with her family's health and the future of Erie Harbor on the line. Home Before Dark is based on the life of Hilde Lysiak, a young investigative journalist who moves to a tiny lakeside town with her family and unearths a cold case that the town and her father have fought hard to keep buried. Brooklynn Prince, The Florida Project, and Jim Sturgess are in charge of the series. Across the universe, Abby Miller, The Sinner, Michael Weston, Psych, Kylie Rogers, Skin, Joelle Carter, Justified, Aziza Scott, Jibrail Nantambu, and Rio Mangini are among others who will be joining them. Lysiak is a Sells-Grove, Pennsylvania child reporter who rose to prominence 2 years after reporting on the murder of one of her neighbors. She was chastised for being such a young reporter covering a gruesome crime, but she defended herself by pointing out not only how dedicated she is to journalism, but how she had appropriate quotes and sources for her story. Questions answered by showrunner Dana Fox. They were in the middle of filming season 2 before it was shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic, pandemic, how did it impact them and the show? Dana Fox says, we were lucky enough to get a second season of the show from Apple, so we had written most of our season 2 episodes. We just finished with the 3rd episode and had just started shooting the 4th episode when we got shut down. It was one of those things where it was very clear that what was going on in the world was a lot more important than one TV show. Everybody handled it like total champs and everyone completely understood why we needed to shut down. And I think like the rest of the world, most of us initially thought, we're just shutting down for a little while and we'll all see each other again in a couple weeks. It started dawning on us that this is going to take a lot longer than that. So all of us were trying to stay in touch. We do weekly Zoom calls where we can call each other's faces, the whole cast and some of the crew. Just trying to think about happy memories, happy times we've had together, and hopefully that will bridge the gap and we'll all see each other again soon. The final introduces new questions for season 2, which you alluded to, and the biggest one is about Matt's childhood best friend, Richie Fife, actually not being dead. He's still alive and out there in the world. Dana Fox, I'm terrible at keeping secrets, so for such a long time, everybody was like, you can't tell anybody what happens in the season. And I'm like, I'm bad at secrets. I tell everybody everything. I can say that we definitely are not going to leave people hanging in season 2. You're going to find the answer to that question at some point. The reveals in the finale and how it sets up season 2. Fox. It was always critical that the key mystery be left unsolved. I've seen other shows where they completely tie up the investigation they began in the first season and go on. I've never enjoyed it because I get extremely invested and I've always wanted to end the first season with a very satisfying conclusion to a puzzle Hilde was attempting to solve in the first season. However, I've always known that I wanted to feel like this isn't the final chapter, this is just the start of a much greater story. This is where we are at the moment. Season 2 picks up where we first left off. Home Before Dark doesn't feel like the typical detective drama. Part of that is due to young Hilde, played by Brooklynn Prince. How would you describe it? What was important to you guys visually? John M. Chu, editor, production designer, director, said, we spent a lot of time talking about the graphics. Dana had a strong idea for the project when she initially approached me with it. This young girl's old school, but a new school. She's got this sketchbook in which she's drawing things and her worldview is really non-linear. So she wanted something with an Anne Boleyn-esque tone to it, something that the whole family could enjoy while still dealing with the messy nature of family, friends, and a community. It wasn't just about finding the truth and the value of journalism in the world, it was about finding the truth within the home, which is tough. When Brooklyn, Jim Sturgess, and Abby Miller arrived, they were also genuine in their portrayals. When they're enjoying breakfast in their kitchen, it's a real breakfast. It's all extremely real. The way that they grow annoyed with each other, that more than anything else set the tone. We could be as pulpy and entertaining as we wanted, but at the end of the day, they came off as genuine people with real problems. That's the key to the show's success. And there you have it, Home Before Dark Season 2 and all the details you need to know. Hopefully this video gives you the inside scoop and we can't wait till the first episode drops in a few days. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss any of our upcoming new content. Thanks for watching.